guys, it's Star the Flippin' Hippo. Thank you for joining us today on our YouTube channel at Flippin' Hippos. It is Thursday, April 25th. Today I'm going to give you one of my famous doses of tough love. We're going to tackle something that I keep hearing over and over again from people. I don't have time. And the reality is, if something is worthwhile, if something matters, if it means something to you, if it is something you want or something you need, guess what? You have the time. You make time for things in your life all the time without even thinking about it. If your kid wants to join a softball team, if you want to join a book club, if you want to take up aerobics or a yoga class, or your husband wants to put in overtime, or your friend is in from out of town and you need to make time to spend with them. If you're going on a family vacation, if you want to go to yard sales, if you want to go sourcing, these are just a few things of numerous things every day that can happen in anybody's life that we make time for without even thinking about it. Because it's things that we or those close to us that we care about need or want. And without a second thought, we rearrange our schedules and we make time for it. So why can't you do the same with your reselling business? I don't understand the concept of being able to go on autopilot almost and second-naturedly make time for all these things in your life that you and your close family members or kids want. But when it comes to building your empire or your reselling business, you suddenly aren't willing to make the time. You suddenly don't have the time. You can't make the time. And I disagree. I think you have the time. The thing is if you really want to build a business, you will have to find the time to do it. And there's your tough love for the day. If you really want to succeed, if this is something that you really need to be a secondary part-time job for the income, or something that you want to build into a full-time job to get the freedoms afforded to those of us who work for ourselves, you will have to make the time. You just do. In the beginning, when you're building a new business, it takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of time, and a lot of hard work. You do not immediately get to go on vacations and take half days and weekends off and live the good life. That's just not how it is. You have to put in a good few years of time and effort to build the business into something that can support you, your family, your bills, your responsibilities and obligations. And then, and only then, after you've put in that time and built it to where you need it to be, can you say, I own a business that's very successful. Now I can go on vacations and take half days and reap all of these awards and benefits of being a business owner. But it doesn't happen overnight, and you can't just get out the gate and have that mindset of, I own my own business. I don't have to spend time on it. I don't have time to spend on it, because then it's never going to be built up into something that makes enough money to afford you that lifestyle. You have time. If it matters to you, if you really want this to be a business that can not only replace your income at your full-time job, but surpass it and become more, because let's all face it, you don't really want to quit a job to build a business to kind of stay where you're at. The whole point of starting your own business is to become more successful, to have more income, more money, a better lifestyle, a better house and a better neighborhood, get your kids more of the items that they would like to have in their lives, afford the occasional luxuries like vacations, and be able to spoil yourself once in a while. You really don't want to slave away at something that's going to get you the same amount of money you always made. You want it to be more successful, but it's not going to get there without you spending the time on it. So when you sit there every day and you make that excuse to yourself, to your friends, to other resellers, to your family, it's just not becoming what I want it to be because I don't have the time. You're the only one to blame, because you do have the time. Number one, it's going to require sacrifice. Like I said in the beginning, it's not going to be anything near what you want it to be eventually. So you are going to have to make some sacrifices. And that is just the honest to goodness, hard truth of building a business. You got to sacrifice. What can you give up to make this work? If you need to have more time in your day to share your Posh Closet, list more, take more photos, go sourcing, make a YouTube video, promote yourself on social media, whatever you don't have the time for, what can you sacrifice to do that? You should not, absolutely not, ever give up any time with your family. That is not what I'm saying. Your family should be number one always, and you should always be number two. You can't be a happy person, and you can't have a great business, and you can't do all the things that you need to do every day without a really good essential base of family and friends that support you, that you love, that you spend time with. And you have to have time for self-love. You can't work 16-hour days, 7 days a week, and never take the time to watch a movie or read a book or take a bath or paint your toenails or whatever you do to relax and pamper yourself. You do have to have time for yourself in order to be a whole person, in order to be happy, to be fulfilled. You do have to have time for self-love and relaxation. And obviously, if you have a spouse, children, parents, grandparents, really close friends that you consider family, you need time for them too, because humans thrive on human interaction and love and connection and bonding. We need that. Those are not things that you should ever, ever, ever sacrifice. But if you're spending way too much time on me time, then yeah, it's time to make some sacrifices. This goes back to the challenge I put out last Friday. Last Friday, I did a time management challenge for you guys where I said that you need to take 7 days and write down everything you do from the time you wake up till the time you go to bed and how much time you actually spend on each of those tasks. If you didn't watch that video, I'll have it pop up over here at the end of this video, and I'll link it in the description box for you. I highly recommend watching that. I highly recommend jumping in and taking part of that challenge, because part of these sacrifices I'm talking about is being able to write down for 7 whole days everywhere you're spending your time and how much time you're spending on all of these things, so that you can take a realistic, hard look at where you're spending your time and where you can make these sacrifices. Because not all sacrifices are hard or, I don't want to do it. Sacrifices, I think, sometimes has a negative connotation with people. But if you do this challenge and you realize that you're spending 3-4 hours a day on Facebook, not doing anything productive, just, going through your timeline and sharing memes and commenting on photos, that's something you need to sacrifice. I don't consider wasting time on Facebook something that you need to do for your own inner being to be happy. If you do need that to connect with friends and to be social, because we do work from home and a lot of us are isolated from other humans, that's fine, but keep it to a minimum and keep it relevant. So if you can cut it from 4 hours to 1 hour and only talk to the people in your knitting circle or the reselling groups or things that are important to you in your life, things that you're trying to learn about or enjoy in life, then that's a sacrifice you can make. Give up the other 3 hours of the mindless, just going through the wall and sharing the memes, and spend a good quality hour on Facebook connecting with friends and people who do the hobbies and run the same business as you, so that you're fulfilling that need inside of yourself to connect with other people who enjoy what you do. And also you can learn along the way if you spend time in reselling groups. But the challenge will absolutely get you to take a hard look. Like, if you sit in the morning for 2 hours and drink coffee while you plan your day, do you really need 2 hours to sit and drink coffee to make your to-do list for the day? Could you cut that down to 15 minutes, and then with your second cup of coffee, sit down and share your Posh Closet or do 5 listings on eBay? There's a ton of ways that you can make sacrifices without really feeling like you're sacrificing anything. And it's just a matter of finding those areas in your life where you're spending too much time on something and you could be doing something else. It also encompasses learning how to multitask. So again, if you, and I'm this way, so no judgment here, you guys. If you're someone that when you wake up in the morning, you need a good 30 minutes to actually wake up, to function and be a human being. If you need 30 minutes to be on social media and have your coffee and wake up before you get your shower and get moving for the day, just try to do more productive things in that half hour. You don't really have to do anything that's going to require a lot of brain power, but you could have your coffee, do your to-do list, maybe share your Posh Closet. I like to go in to see who liked our stuff overnight on Poshmark and send out offers. But I'm still allowing myself that time to have coffee and kind of be a zombie and not really jump into work yet. But I'm also multitasking as I'm doing that. So multitasking is definitely an important tool we all need. For those of you that love to watch YouTube channels, whether it be mine or somebody else, if you love watching other resellers on YouTube and you actually do watch it every day and you learn from it and you enjoy it, try to do that while you're doing something else. You could run, the videos in the background while you're measuring pants, or while you're photographing your plush, or you're testing your electronics. You could be doing any number of things while running YouTube. And there's no excuse in today's time and age, because we all have smartphones, we all have tablets, we all have laptops that are movable. Most of us have more than one screen or computer in our eBay rooms. You absolutely have the ability to be working on something while you're watching those YouTube videos. So I just want you guys to take this to heart and really think about it. Where can you sacrifice things that you don't really need in your life to work on your business and build it up to something that's going to be a success? We're all building an empire. And if you're going to sit there and spin your wheels for 2 years and never improve and never give it more time and never make it something bigger, something better, and you're not becoming a better person every day in your business and making your business bigger and better every single day, 2 years from now, you're going to be right where you're at. And you're still going to be saying, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. And you're going to see all these other resellers around you 2 years later who built their empire. And now they actually have the time for vacations and stuff because they spent the time on their business. By all means, I don't want you to compare yourself to anybody. You guys know I always say, stay in your own lane. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. We are all at a different point in our reselling journey. Some of us have 100 listings on eBay and haven't even branched out to other platforms. Some of us have 4,000 listings on eBay and we're on Posh, Macari, and Amazon. Some of us have YouTube channels, some don't. Some are just learning social media and have no idea how to use it yet. That's fine. And some of us rely heavily on social media and affiliate links. We're all at a different point where we all have a different amount of items up for sale and listings. We all focus on different platforms. We all sell different types of items, whatever we can find in our area. And whether you're new or seasoned, wherever you're at in your journey, you still need to stop making those excuses. I don't have the time. So focus on yourself. Find out where you can make sacrifices. Find out where you're wasting time that you can utilize more wisely to build your empire, build your business into something super successful and something that you can be proud of. And, just don't forget along the way to keep time for yourself, keep time for your family and your loved ones, but stop making those excuses that you don't have time, because the bottom line is, if something matters to you, if something is worth it, if you want it, you will find the time for it. You do it every day without even thinking about it for other things. You need to do it for your business as well so that you can be successful. I don't want you guys spinning your wheels for 2 years to never grow or never go anywhere or never be more successful. We should every day be working on becoming a better person, a better business person, and every day we should strive to do something better, something more than we did yesterday. And if we do that every single day and we make the time for things that matter, eventually it's going to pay out. Eventually you will see the results. Eventually you're going to have a successful enough business that if your goal was to quit your job, if your goal was to go to Disney World or go on a cruise or go to eBay Open in Vegas, you're going to reach those goals. You just have to stop telling yourself that you don't have the time, because you do. You just have to find it. Where is it? Find it. You've all got the time for everything that you need to do. Guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I always love to hear from you. Like this video before you leave. It does help the channel. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin Hippos across all social media. Join our Facebook group if you haven't already. Link is in the description. Until next time, you guys, find time for what matters. Be productive. Be a better you every single day and build that empire. See you guys next time. Missed my straw.